everyone, I'm Dr. Rajita, faculty of Next Fellow. So today's topic is on arterial supply of abdomen. So abdominal aorta is a principal artery supplying the abdomen. Abdominal aorta has some unpaired branches and paired branches. So here we can see the celiac trunk, which is an unpaired branch arising from the ventral side of the abdominal aorta, which is a ventral branch. It is an unpaired branch. Celiac trunk is the artery of foregut. Then branches left gastric artery, splenic artery and common hepatic artery. These are the branches of celiac trunk. Next ventral branch is the superior mesenteric artery, which is an artery of midgut, and it is an artery, and lastly the inferior mesenteric artery, which is an artery of foregut. And also there is one unpaired branch which I have not mentioned here, that is the median sacral artery, which arises from between the bifurcation of the aorta here and runs downwards in front of the promontory and the body of the sacrum. So there are four unpaired arteries, but most important are the celiac trunk, superior mesenteric artery and inferior mesenteric artery. Unpaired arteries are the renal arteries, which are present on each side to supply the kidneys. Then gonadal arteries, in females it is ovarian artery, and in males it is testicular artery. Common iliac arteries, which are seen on each side, with terminally divides into external and internal iliac arteries. And we can also see few lumbar branches, lumbar artery on each side also. And so that was the branches of abdominal aorta. And let's see now regarding collateral circulation. If you look at the abdominal vasculature, it is quietly robust, and collateral circulation is possible because if there is any blockage between the superior mesenteric artery. So superior mesenteric artery lies at the level of L1. SMA is the superior mesenteric artery, lies at the level of L1, and an inferior mesenteric artery lies at the level of L3. So if there is any blockage between superior and inferior mesenteric arteries origin, this part of abdominal aorta, if there is any blockage, so it is the roots may start. So the first root uses the middle colic artery, which is a branch of superior. So here you can see the middle colic artery, and this middle colic artery, it ends by anastomosis with the left colic artery. So which is a branch of left colic artery is a branch of inferior mesenteric artery. So middle colic artery, it goes and anastomosis with the left colic artery on the left side. So that is the first root. Second root of is by uses the marginal artery. You can see the marginal artery here. So the marginal artery is the second. This is the first root. Marginal artery is one more, anastomosis. So these two are the common collateral circulation associated with the blockage of abdominal aorta. Now let's talk about the important branches of abdominal aorta. So first we shall begin with the celiac trunk here. So this one is the spleen, which is seen here, and this is the liver, and here is the stomach, and here is the abdominal aorta. And abdominal aorta gives rise to celiac trunk, which is a ventral branch, and it is the artery of foregut and supplies all the visceral organs derived from the foregut. And celiac trunk is now divides into three branches: left gastric artery, and we can see the splenic artery going towards the spleen posterior to the stomach, and common hepatic artery. So these three are the branches of celiac trunk. And common hepatic artery continues to form hepatic artery proper. So common hepatic artery gives rise to branches here, after branches to the gastroduodenal and the right gastric artery. it continues to form hepatic artery proper. So this is the right gastric artery, gastroduodenal artery, which are the branches of common hepatic artery. Gastroduodenal artery further divides into superior pancreaticoduodenal artery and gastroepiploic artery. And we can see the splenic artery gives rise to left gastroepiploic artery. So here we can see along the lesser curvature we can see first one, that is the left gastric artery, which is given off from the celiac trunk. Right gastric artery is from the common hepatic artery, both anastomose along the lesser curvature of the stomach, and left gastric artery also gives some esophageal branches which supply the lower part of the esophagus. And then the splenic artery, it terminally supplies the spleen, and also it gives rise to short gastric arteries, left gastroepiploic artery, which is along the greater curvature, and posterior gastric artery. So that is about the splenic artery. Then common hepatic artery gives rise to gastroduodenal, which again divides into superior pancreaticoduodenal and gastroepiploic. Right gastroepiploic artery, it is along the greater curvature and it ends by anastomosing with the left gastroepiploic artery. And we can see the right gastric artery here, which is also given off from the common hepatic. And hepatic artery proper, if we trace further, it runs along the margin of the lesser omentum, then it terminates at the porta hepatis into right and left hepatic arteries. So the right hepatic artery, this is the right, and here this is the left hepatic artery. Right one gives rise to a branch called as cystic artery, which supplies the gallbladder and the cystic duct. So this is about the celiac trunk. The next important branch which we are going to know is about the superior mesenteric artery. Superior mesenteric artery, here in this image it is seen here. This is the superior mesenteric artery, and the branches from the superior mesenteric artery are the jejunal and the ileal branches. And before giving rise to jejunal and ileal branches, it gives off a branch which is called inferior pancreaticoduodenal artery, which is not shown here. Inferior pancreaticoduodenal. Superior pancreaticoduodenal, we saw it is a branch of gastroduodenal artery, and inferior pancreaticoduodenal, it is a branch of superior mesenteric artery, and it gives rise to jejunal arteries, ileal arteries, then ileocolic artery. Ileocolic artery, we saw it supplies the appendix also, vermiform appendix, giving rise to appendicular artery. Then it gives rise to right colic branch and middle colic artery. So these are the branches. So don't forget to write inferior pancreaticoduodenal is also a branch of superior mesenteric artery. Next one is the inferior mesenteric artery. Inferior mesenteric artery, we can see it is arising from the abdominal aorta before its bifurcation at the level of L3, and inferior mesenteric gives rise to left colic artery. Then it gives rise to so many branches here which are called sigmoid branches, and it gives rise to superior rectal artery which supplies the rectum. So that was about the branches of inferior mesenteric artery. Some high yielding points. Gastroduodenal artery is derived from common hepatic artery, that you have to know. Superior pancreaticoduodenal is a branch of gastroduodenal artery. Inferior pancreaticoduodenal is a branch of superior mesenteric artery. Ovarian artery is a branch of abdominal aorta. They are not the branches of iliac artery. So never get confused. Gonadal arteries are always direct branches from the abdominal aorta. Then the questions we shall see, all are the branches of inferior mesenteric artery except left colic, sigmoidal artery, middle rectal, superior rectal artery. I hope you will know the answer now. We haven't seen the middle rectal artery branch at all. Here, middle rectal is actually a branch of internal pudendal. It is usually arises from the inferior vesical artery. Middle rectal usually arises from the inferior vesical artery, and it is which is a branch of internal iliac artery, and it distributed to the rectum, and it anastomosing with the inferior vesical artery, and superior, and also by anastomosing with the superior rectal artery and inferior rectal artery. In males, the middle rectal artery may given off by the branches to the prostate and seminal vesicles, while in females it gives off branches to the vagina. So that is about the middle rectal artery, which is not a branch of inferior mesenteric artery. So absence of which amongst the following is the most common variation? So I forgot to mention this during explanation. The right colic artery is the answer here. The right colic artery usually a very small branch, and it may be variable with its absence. So it is highly variable artery in its anatomy, and it may be absent. So this is the common artery which is often absent. Right colic artery, it is a branch of superior mesenteric artery. Please note down that. So this completes the abdominal aorta and major branches and its further distribution. Thank you.